And our topic is driving project value through next generation welding and fastening solution. In fact, one important thing happening in the field of welding is a adoption of automation and robotics into the welding in a big way. And along with that, we also have IoT of things, Internet of Things, and then we also have a data acquisition, and now even AI things are being introduced. So all those things are changing the way we have been doing welding. So in fact, it has grown from a skill-based technology into a fully automated system where instrumentation and control system take control of most of the welding operation. So in this case, the welding and a similar thing is with respect to fastening also. So in this transition, when we want to ensure the quality, product quality, and add value system to it. So what is all these changes are one for the improving the productivity, one for improving the reducing the cost, but it is also important with respect to quality and safety. And one more important thing is reducing the waste, making a sustainable development. So reducing the waste and environmental friendly, all these activities have come together now, because without considering all these aspects, we cannot talk about any adding value system, because today value system is not just the improved quality, because the damage to the society, to the environment, we should reduce. Safety of the fabrication, you should ensure environment working factory environment should be safe and safe for the workers, and it should not pollute the environment. Although our natural resources should be conveyed, we should not pollute the environment. All these aspects are taken into consideration in any production or manufacturing system. It is when it comes to this situation, our this standardization and become very, very important. So see, as Sri Muralidharan mentioned, that welding is a special process in the case of manufacturing. I do not know how many of you are aware that just ISO 9001, see, saying that my company is ISO 9000 qualified. So we have a quality management system in place to ensure the quality. See, ISO 9001 qualification, if you want to be truly in ISO 9001 certified welding company, which you want to be truly certified welding ISO 9001, it should have its own quality management system, which is not provided in ISO 9001. So ISO 9000 specifically mentioned that a special processes we need a separate quality management system, which is not covered under ISO 9001. And one as what Mr. Muralidharan mentioned here, ISO 3834 is an ISO standard which gives this quality management system for welding. ISO 9001 does not say that you should have ISO 3834, then only your quality management system will be in place. They are not insisting, but they do insist that they should have a separate quality management system in place if you want to become compliant with ISO 9001. Now, why I'm telling this, when I interacted with my colleagues in different companies, even big manufacturers, they say that they are companies ISO 9001. But if they tell, do you have ISO 3834 in your place because you are a welding manufacturer? Some of them not even heard about it. And whether you have a separate quality management system in place, there what else is required. So this is an environment, a situation in mostly in Indian context. So, first of all, there are many people who come for this because their company wants to become ISO 3834 certified, and all. They come for to become international welding engineer, international welding technologists, and things like that. And we ask them, what is meant by a special process? Unfortunately, many of them do not know what is meant by a special process. Why it is not covered under IS 9001? See, so this lack of knowledge, its consequences is very large. Very large means in an welding intensive company, we will confine ourselves to getting as and when required quality meeting the quality requirement system. If you do not know what it is, this. That is what I meant to say. Suppose somebody says that a welder has to be qualified or there should be a procedure for welding, we will have it. Somebody says no required or they're not insisting or their inspectors are not good enough in assessing it, we will not have it. It is just meeting the customer needs. A company, if it comes only interested in meeting the customer needs, nothing beyond that, then they will never have a quality management system for welding. And they will, which in turn means they will not be offer value to their welded products in a suitable way. See, one problem with welding and so many wherever special process is that you you can you can test the product only by destroying it. It is in a very simple form. See, suppose you can inspect the product, but you cannot test the product without destroying it. I can explain this in a simple way. Suppose you have a plate with you to be, so you can cut a small piece from the plate and test it for its properties. And you can be rest assured, rest of the plate will be of the same property because it has undergone the same process of manufacturing, and from the plate, a piece of the plate you have cut and rest of the plate can be used. But when you do a welded product, because that is a welded product, that operation is done on the product, and you want to test the product that weld, then you have to cut a plate weld joint from there to for testing it, then you actually destroy the product. So, you cannot test that product. You can only inspect the product. So, how do we ensure that this welded product is in all ways? This is a requirement from the manufacturer. That is, the manufacturer wants to control all the welded products coming out of his company will meet the requirement for sure. Zero defect, zero repair, he told. So how do he ensure? If he wants to ensure that, he should have a system in place where every aspect related to welding or for that matter fastening, because fastening is also a special process, is taken care of because he cannot touch, you cannot pull out a fastener and say that the fastener was good, but then by the pulling out you damage the product. You can do the same thing on another piece, but that operation is not same as the operation which you used for the manufacturing. It may, you can at best manage the parameters constant, but unless it is fully automated, unless it is you cannot ensure that operation which produce the product for testing and the operation which you the produce the product for use are same and in on all aspects. So this is the uncertainty. Okay. So once you certainly automation will bring down the uncertainty in a very, very big way. Because that is why the automation in welding operation is so important, especially in automobile industry. Again, is a problem. Automobile industry has an additional problem. Most of the automobile, the welds, even testing of the weld is almost, even inspection of the weld is not easy, because many of the resistance welding, doing NDT inspection is not easy. Unlike in the case of fusion welded products, where you can do radiography, ultrasonic, and things like that. But in the resistance spot welded products and all, doing such a inspection is not that easy. And not only that, and your productivity, the volume of production is so huge, you cannot carry out product by product inspection also. So you have an uncertainty with respect to inspection, and you have uncertainty with respect to testing. So, and then how they ensure the quality? They ensure the quality by monitoring the process. So the voltage, current, pressure, all those things, by monitoring this very precisely, they say that everything is ensure that once we have monitored the process and we have put it within the range, we are sure that the product quality is good. So that is that. Then how to make the product quality consistent? Then, as you said, if the operation is manual, you can never be ensured that product is production process is consistent. But in to automation, you can do this much more. You can demonstrate it is much more consistent, and we can be sure that tested product and this manufactured product will be of the same quality, and we can ensure, since the test is passed, the product is good. That way we can ensure. So it is in this context, this when you the standardization of a manufacturing system for welding become important. So since we cannot test the finished product, whether it will meet the requirement of the finished product. That is, suppose for example, you want to do, you make a component which is meant for high temperature service, and you have welded, so that weld joint perform in high temperature. Maybe if it is a boiler component, it has to perform satisfactorily for 30-40 years. So, and you cannot make one boiler and use it, test it for 34 years before making that. No, I am sure that this product, this weld joint or this product will will meet 30-40 years of service. So that is these are the limitations. So how to ensure that? Once you ensure that that every step of welding, when you say welding, it is not that step of welding does not mean that the process of welding, that the right from the procuring your material for the welding, and preparing the material for welding, using the welder for welding, using the procedure for welding, monitoring the welding process during welding, and recording the welding process after welding, testing the or inspecting the welding process. All these things should be properly monitored and controlled. But actually, we will notice we are indirectly doing it, because people have put some procedures and things. You should have WPS ready, ready for the before you do welding. You need a qualified welder. You should need a qualified consumable. So all those things are roads to that. But the question is a comprehensive understanding of this process. I am fearing that Indian industry is lacking. So they say that if the customer says the welder to be qualified, I will qualify the welder. If the customer says this WPS to be developed, I will develop the WPS. If customer says I want to test, this will be done. So that is the way now at present our welding industry, especially fabrication industry, is functioning. And the obviously the automation will make it much easier to ensure the consistency. But in addition to this, uh, a, a, a system should be in place by the manufacturer, whether the customer needs or not. The manufacturer should come forward. No, every product manufactured, welded product manufactured in my manufacturing facility will meet the customer's requirement. Whether he asks me to do it or not, I will ensure that it will meet the customer because I have a system in place. And it is this approach which industry need to take, because actually the uh, here people may think how to do it. How to do it is focus is on making a person overall responsible for welding activities in a company. At present, what is happening? Purchaser will do purchasing, a fabricator will do fabricating, NDT person will do inspection, and another testing person will do testing, packaging person will do packaging, and there will be they will protocol. Or a welding engineer will make sure that welder is qualified. So this operation is there are so many people involved, but the coordination among the people may not always be happening, because quality control engineer will respond to quality section. Fabricator, production manager will be the reporting officer for the welding engineer, and purchase manager will be reporting on the purchaser. So, see, this way, what happens is this ensuring the quality will not happen. That will not, can happen, but it is more likely it will fail somewhere and somehow. But if you don't want that failure should not be there, then this coordination should be there. In addition to this, as I told you, the automation, what is important, that will ease the job, because if you need to have a welder for everything welder to be qualified, as he mentioned, skilled welders may not be available. And another thing is, and this coordinator now, many in industry feel, what is this coordinator? We need to have certain job from separate job profile, separate people to be recruited. No, this standard ISO 3834 do not insist that one of your own person can become as a coordinator, but he should have a knowledge and competence, more than knowledge, competence to ensure this, and he should have authority across the various departments to ensure that welding or fastening activities will go without a defect. And then we should have a automation wherever it's required, or this is that will which will ensure, because if this is that automation will ensure the quality, we should have. So, and the opportunities available here, choices available here, and we company should be ready to switch over to technologies. See, choose the best technology and switch over as and when required. When such an procedure is adopted, company will be able to meet the quality products in the meeting the global transition, and it will and the procedure will ensure there not only product quality, it will also ensure reduce the wastage, it will ensure the safety, it will ensure the it will actually it will motivate the people, because they will be participating. Because when you say welding coordinator, see, in a small company, even a good welder can be a welding coordinator. In a big company, maybe we need a big, much more competent people. But in a small company, making only one type of product and one type of thing, but he could be a welding coordinator who will ensure that he gets the thing done. So like that, there will be overall improvement, not only in the quality of the product, but also in the in the safety of the employers, and the motivation level of the employers, and decrease environmental damage to the factory and productivity. This is an approach which actually the European Union is very active in this, and Americans do it more, not exactly through this route, but they will have a codes and standards which will for which they give much more importance. And they ask welding inspect and ensure that welding inspectors are able to meet the codes and standards so that the same quality levels can be achieved in this way. So unfortunately, these things in our country, many of these things are not mandatory. It is not practice. If somebody asks you to do, you do it. See, uh, uh, we don't have a welding engineer's job profile. We don't have welding coordinator's job profile. We don't have a mandatory welding inspectors. We have a mandatory in NGT inspectors, but the welding inspector job is much different from that. So if you have all these changes we are able to take and introduce the technological change, we will be able to change the situation and improve the quality of our welded products, and also meet the challenges of the new industry for this. I think I stop at this. I hope this was useful.